heating and air conditioning, one may wonder, do I have a package unit, a split unit, or which do I have? It's very simple to determine which you have based on the package unit is like one big box outside. Everything is closed in outside. And so you have the condenser outside. Everything is packaged, as the word bespeaks. It's packaged in one big box outside. So if it's pushed up against the wall or close to the wall, and you don't see any the ductwork kind of goes through the wall. Now, if you don't see any lines like this, you may and it's just one big box, you may have a package unit. A split unit, HVAC unit, or heating and air conditioning unit, whether that be a gas furnace or whether that be a heat pump, normally would have two lines, a smaller line and a larger line. And the smaller line and the larger line is to carry your refrigerant. So one is the suction line and one is the liquid line. So basically, now if you see these, now if you have a gas furnace, you may also see a gas line going through the wall. So this may, from your gas meter, wherever that may be, of course it could be on the other side of the house. Typically they're on either either side, one or the other side of the house. So, but if you see this, this is called, it's like a copper line set. The technicians call it a line set. So, and the larger line would be, I think it's the suction line, and then the smaller line would be the liquid line. So, again, let's reiterate. If we have a package unit, it would be like one big square, or kind of not necessarily rectangular, but just one big box outside. That's the only unit. And if you're underneath the house, if you see your ductwork going all the way to the wall and feeding one box outside, this could be a good sign that you have a package unit. So if you call a technician or something and they ask you, well, what do you have? Do you have a package unit? Do you have a gas unit? And if you pay a gas bill and then you have if you see a gas line run into it, you would know it would be a gas furnace per se. So you could further detail that this would be a gas furnace. Now, if you see these two lines here, and normally they're somewhat kind of close together, and the larger line normally has a piece of insulation located on it, and this line here, it would typically sweat, and this line here, it would be a little bit warmer. But if you see this going from your condenser outside, I think the way it goes, this would go to your compressor this way, then it would come back, and when it would come back, it would pump the refrigerant. Once it goes through the condenser, condenses it from a high pressure vapor to a liquid, then the liquid form would go through here and hit a TXV or some type of metering device and begin to flash inside at your A coil. Now, and you may ask, well, where is the inside unit located at? One would have to follow this. It's difficult to say because, well, it's not difficult, but it's generally one of three areas. Okay, normally it would be, if you've got a crawl space, it could be under the crawl space. If you've got if you have a unit in the closet, it would be in the closet, or it could be in the attic. A lot of slab houses with no crawl space, the air handler would be in the attic, and the A coil, this would feed the A coil, this would return from the A coil. So basically, if you've got a slab house, now if you look at your registers where it blows the cold air, not the big return registers, but the registers where it blows the cold air out or the hot air out through the vent, if they're in the ceiling, there could be a good probability that your air handler may be in in the attic per se. But if your registers are in the floor, and you open the door and you see to the scuttle hole, and you note the ductwork underneath the house, then there's a good probability that it could be underneath the house. But just simply follow these lines. And you do not want to break these lines. If you break these lines, this could be an expensive proposition. If your refrigerant leaks out, you may have to call a technician, get them to, get them to repair it, then they would have to pull a vacuum. So it can be a detailed. So if you're crawling under the house and you see these lines, or if you have somebody driving a nail or driving a screw, just be careful you don't puncture these, because if you do, and if you do puncture them, be sure to get away from it till it depressurizes, because you're not supposed to release the refrigerant into the air per se. But not only that, the refrigerant boils, some of it minus 40, say 40 some odd degrees, and it can hit your skin, and it's not going to be good. So, but anyway, you just be careful that you don't break these units, because these lines. If you do, it's going to cost you probably anywhere from $350 to $1,000 to get it fixed. So that depends on the technician and the company and how close they are and how busy they are. So, but anyway, if you see these two lines, which the technician would call a line set, and they go through the wall, they feed the thing, you've got a split unit. And split unit means it's just split up into two different areas. The condenser's outside, the air handler's either under the house, in the closet, or in the attic. Now, if you have one big box and you don't see these two lines here, there's a high probability that you have a package unit. So the difference to know if you have a package unit or a split unit. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.